Okay, guys, I just started my 1 to 50 Solana challenge, and I'm starting it off with this project called Tools. And this is after doing quite a bit of research. I have gone through and looked. So basically, what I do is I go and I rummage through all of the different projects in BullX, and I look through Dexscreener. I do a few other checks on a few other platforms, and then I go ahead and I put them into this multi-chart view inside of BullX. So I'll have everything from fresh looks, like these are all the fresh looks that I have looked and researched and found this morning, and dissected most of them. Some of them were a little scammy, some of them were okay. But then I saw this project called Please, and it had just got listed on a couple different platforms, or centralized exchanges, I should say. And so that kind of gave me a little bit more confidence. And so I'm entering here a little bit below the 618 because I think that's a good spot to enter in on a lot of these projects. They tend to drop a little bit below the 618 on the fib retracement tool. And if you guys don't know what the fibs are, they are essentially this little tool right here, these 5 little lines. And you can see the different numbers here. So the 618 is right here, and it's considered part of the golden pocket, and it's where a lot of projects bounce off of, right? And I've noticed a lot of meme coins, they tend to drop just below it, and then they start to retrace, right? They start to bounce back from this point, and hopefully I'm right, and then it ends up coming up to the 618, it breaks through it, and then comes up to the 50, then the 382, if it's a healthy project. And I'm assuming it is, because the developers are putting a lot of effort into it. And so let's see what happens. So far we are not up, we are down by $1 because I entered in a little bit late, but that's okay. I was looking at the 5-minute, and the 5-minute Stochastic RSI had already coiled up a little bit, and so I'm waiting for this thing to evolve a little bit. And so I'll be checking in and out, so you guys don't have to sit here and watch this thing play itself out. And hopefully this works out in my favor. I will check back in a few. Okay, guys, checking back in to show you we broke the 618 resistance, or at least temporarily. And let's hope it does continue to move up towards the next resistance area, which is the 50% line. So all is going as planned. And so we're up a little bit, about 20%. So I'll take that for now, but I think I won't even think about taking profits until potentially we get to the 50% or the 382. So we're seeing our first little pullback here after we cross the 618, which is pretty normal on the 1-minute time frame. And I'm going to hold strong here. I would normally sell a little bit, but it just ends up eating away at fees. And since we're only one Solana in, I don't want to deal with chopping that thing up too much. So I'm just going to hold tight because I see some pretty good strength as far as it resisting, really wanting to drop all the way back down to the 618, because I think it's just going to take a short breather here and then continue on. Let's go back to the 5-minute, looking pretty strong. And then the 15 also looking strong. So if I go back to the 1, it looks like it's already curling back pretty strongly. So that shows me a lot of strength. That shows me confidence that people are interested in buying this project. And so I'm going to continue to hold. A couple other metrics to consider is the fact that if you scroll down on BullX, you can check and see how many top 10 holders there are. And there are only, as far as the percentage, there's only 11% in the top 10 holding, meaning they have, for the most part, less than 1% each, which is an allocation or a slice of the pie of the project that I like to see. I don't want them to have too much of ownership of the whole project. Insiders is a little bit high, it's at 22%, but that's understandable. A lot of times it's the developer who wants to make some money. Also, if you look at the indicators, you look at the Stochastic RSI on the hourly, on the biggest time frame, you can see it's starting to curl up and head towards this gray box, which is the 20 down here, the 80. This is when you start to see most of the action. And so normally the larger time frames dominate the smaller ones. And so if I go down to the 30-minute time frame, you can also see that it is also, of course, heading up in the right direction. And so it's going to be pushing this project where we want it to go. So I think those factors play a big role, on top of the fact that this project got listed on a centralized exchange. I believe Bybit was one and LBank was the other one. So all those things give me confidence that a lot more eyeballs, a lot more attention is on this project, and it's going to create more volume, as well as this being a higher market cap. Memecoin, it makes it a little bit safer. I got in around $11 million, and there's safety in numbers. It also says safe over here on BullX, as well as if you come down to the right-hand corner, you're going to see snipers. You can click on that little column, and it'll show you how many snipers have bundled wallets, right? And so you can see most of these are empty. And so that's something you do want to see as well. So you're not going to get any surprises in the project. They're not just going to unload on you and just dump this project down to lower timeframes or to lower levels. And you just don't want that. With that being said, I'm going to continue to hold and just play this thing out to see where it goes. I will check back in a few. Okay, guys, so we're at a point where I'm hoping that this thing finally pushes through this barrier here, the 50%, and heads up towards the 382. If I don't see it push up against and push through it at this point, I'm thinking that it's just not going to happen, and I'm probably going to sell right there and then wait for another entry. Maybe it'll come back down here or back down to, all the way down to the 786. We'll see, but I'm just not seeing this thing play out the way I wanted it to. I wanted it to head up to this second line. Now we do have a bull flag here, and it looked like it just bulldozed past the bull flag. And I would think that it have enough juice to pass through this line, but maybe it won't. And maybe I should just take, the 43% and then just wait for a better entry. Let's check the 1 minute. Yeah, I'm not seeing this thing breaking through, man. So I'm just going to sell here. So essentially we're out at 44%, which was $62. I'll take it for our first little entry here. So we're up 1.47 on our 1 to 50 Solana challenge. And like I said before, this thing should speed up a little bit faster as we start to add to the pot, because I'm going to have to put the whole pot in every single time. So next time I'm going to have to bet with at least 1.40, because you got a little bit of room for gas fees and priority fees, etc. It looks like I was right. It looks like it's getting rejected here. And I'm assuming that it's either going to come all the way back to this point. I'm hoping it does, because then I'll feel bad if it does continue on. But for the most part, I think that we got out at a safe zone. It's better to get out than to just retrace all your gains, which I entered way over here just for receipt sake. I got in at 140.87, and then I'm out at 202.82. Either way, if I don't see you on this video, I will see you on the next. Also, do me a favor, if you found something interesting or valuable or educational about this video, please hit that. Leave a comment if you guys have any questions about what I'm doing here. If you guys don't know what I'm doing and how I'm trading meme coins and how I profit like this all the time, there's a lot of different metrics I look at. It's all inside my Memecoin Academy. Link below. Also, I have a Telegram where I just make these calls on a daily basis. And so if you guys are not wanting to learn how to do this on your own, you can jump in there. It's free for now. Normally you would have to buy the course because I like to have educated people inside of the Telegram, but for now it is free. So take a look at it. I will see you guys on the next video.